want the cookie?
Prince Jackson entered life with an identity already defined as Michael Jackson's firstborn son. He inherited a legendary burden that could have destroyed most people long before they ever reached adulthood.
Right.
And I was very young, and so for me to be on set every day and there for the performances, I saw them in person, and it was...
But Prince refused to collapse. He started business, launched a production company, and co-founded a charity supporting foster children throughout Los Angeles. His journey became a quiet lesson in transforming chaos into purpose. This is the story of Michael Jackson's oldest son and the extraordinary family surrounding him.
When my dad lived here, I was told that another touch of...
The chosen firstborn. Michael Joseph Jackson Jr., known simply as Prince, entered the world on February 13, 1997, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. His mother was Debbie Rowe, a dermatology nurse who had married Michael the year before in a relationship she later characterized as more of a practical friendship than a traditional romance. His conception was reportedly planned through a clinical arrangement. Unlike his younger brother BG, whose biological origins have remained private, Prince's parentage existed in legal records from the very beginning. He received the suffix Jr., a title that placed the weight of a dynasty onto a newborn child. The world understood exactly who he was before he could speak a single word. From his first breath, he was a legal heir carrying the Jackson name, and the expectations connected to that identity arrived immediately and without negotiation. Before moving forward, look closely at this striking image. On the left, a young man resembling Prince Jackson appears with longer, untidy hair, a simple grey shirt, and an easygoing everyday appearance. On the right, however, he seems almost unrecognizable, wearing a sharp buzz cut, carefully groomed beard, stronger jawline, and a sleek black jacket over a vivid red shirt. The dramatic transformation has triggered plenty of discussion across social media. What do you think? Tell us in the comments. A kingdom of contradictions. Prince was raised inside a fantasy world where genuine darkness always existed beneath the surface. Neverland Ranch contained private amusement rides, a movie theater, and a zoo. Yet it also operated like a fortress protecting the family from an increasingly aggressive press. As the oldest sibling, Prince noticed the hidden tension early, the whispered legal discussions, constantly changing security teams, and the upheaval surrounding the 2005 trial. While experiencing the authentic wonder of the ranch, he was also absorbing the anxiety buried beneath it. He learned how to understand a room long before he was old enough to drive, developing a protective instinct shaped by years of uncertainty. This bizarre double existence, where magic and danger lived beside each other every day, helped form his personality. He instinctively understood that the spectacle shown to outsiders was often a carefully designed barrier, while the uncomfortable reality remained somewhere much deeper behind the gates. Grief became structure. At the Staples Center Memorial, 12-year-old Prince stood with a controlled, straight-backed posture while millions around the planet watched. He did not publicly collapse or break apart before the cameras. Instead, he became quiet and forced himself to remain composed. In the painful aftermath of June 25, 2009, his answer to overwhelming disorder was to create structure. He studied business at Loyola Marymount University, graduating with honors, and later co-founded King's Sun Productions, a media company centered on content creation. Rather than pursuing music or stepping behind a microphone, he entered boardrooms and approached the Jackson legacy as a business requiring careful protection. He gradually became a strategic anchor within the family, focusing on the commercial responsibilities of an inheritance demanding permanent attention. Writing for a cause. Now in his late 20s, Prince divides his life between media production and organized philanthropy. A passionate motorcyclist, he hosts annual Ride for Good charity events that raise money for the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, an organization he co-founded to help underserved young people. The work carries forward his father's humanitarian values, but through a system Prince created on his own terms. During interviews, he discusses Michael with thoughtful clarity, recognizing both his extraordinary artistic achievements and the business decisions that created difficulties, without reducing everything to emotion. He serves as one of the family's most visible spokesmen, handling legacy projects and professional relationships from a strategic perspective. Away from cameras, he balances a long-term relationship and private interests. His life reflects a continuing effort to build something sustainable and ordinary without walking away from the inheritance he still feels responsible for defending. My father's son. Prince has described Michael not as an unreachable legend, but as an ordinary father who placed enormous importance on traditional values. In interviews, he remembered his dad teaching him to open doors for others, respect women, and treat every person with dignity regardless of their position in society. Michael wanted his children to understand life beyond Neverland's gates, even while those gates remained tightly guarded for their safety. Prince has spoken affectionately about the enormous difference between the public image of his father and the private man who helped with homework and insisted on proper behavior around the dinner table. These quiet, deeply personal memories expose a deliberate parenting philosophy hidden beneath the eccentric celebrity image. Michael was not merely protecting his children from fame. He was consciously shaping their character and teaching values he hoped would survive long after the spectacle disappeared. An engagement and a foundation. In August 2025, Prince proposed to Molly Skirmang, his college sweetheart of 8 years, opening an entirely new chapter in his personal life. The pair met at Loyola Marymount University, and their relationship remained mostly beyond public attention, providing a quiet sense of stability amid the constant noise attached to his family name. Professionally, Prince continues investing his energy in the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, the non-profit organization he helped create to serve foster youth and underserved communities throughout the city. The charity operates mentorship initiatives, holiday drives, and an annual motorcycle ride that has become its signature fundraising event. Where his father created Neverland as an escape into fantasy, Prince puts his resources into practical, street-level change for children struggling through systems he was fortunate enough to escape. His strategy is calculated rather than spectacular, built around lasting results instead of temporary headlines. The middle child's bond. Paris Michael Catherine Jackson was born on April 3, 1998, also to Debbie Rowe through the same reported clinical arrangement that had resulted in Prince's birth. Named after the city where her parents said she was conceived, she quickly became the emotional center of the family. Home videos from those years reveal a constant and affectionate physical closeness with Michael. In many recordings, she can be seen resting across his shoulder or tightly gripping his hand, a daughter completely connected to her father's world. Michael described his 3 children as his perfect family, and Paris occupied an especially visible place inside that structure. That extraordinary bond also made her emotional foundation dangerously vulnerable when Neverland's gates finally closed. The person who had anchored her entire identity was suddenly gone forever. The protection she had depended upon disappeared overnight. The public fracture. At the Staples Center Memorial, 11-year-old Paris unexpectedly approached the microphone in a moment nobody had scripted. "Ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine," she said, her voice collapsing as millions.
I just wanted to say, ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine. And I just wanted to say I love him.
The raw, uncontrolled heartbreak shattered the memorial's carefully arranged sense of order. In the years afterward, she entered a traditional high school environment completely unprepared to handle the scale of her trauma or fame. She endured relentless bullying from classmates and struggled to understand the devastating loss. Severe depression, self-harm, and multiple suicide attempts followed during a terrifying period she has since described with uncompromising honesty. Unlike Prince's silent restraint, her grief erupted outwardly, publicly, and almost fatally. She has spoken openly about those years, refusing to soften the truth. Rebuilding an identity. Paris reconstructed herself through deliberate acts of reclamation. She covered her scars with intricate tattoos, each design representing a specific memory or hard-earned lesson, and signed with IMG Models to launch a career in high fashion. Music became another powerful outlet for expression. Her folk-inspired band, the Soundflowers, transformed years of accumulated pain into melodic storytelling. She became increasingly outspoken about mental health advocacy and political activism, refusing to remain trapped inside a tragic tabloid narrative. Instead of accepting the doomed heiress storyline, she created an identity as a woman completely controlling her own creative destiny.
Hello, Pawi. How are you? I'm good. How are you doing? What are you thinking about Pawi personally?
Her body and her public voice became weapons of reclamation. The vulnerability that once nearly destroyed her was transformed into fuel for art and activism, entirely on her own terms. She has worked relentlessly to create a career that exists beyond the shadow of her surname. The Masked Arrival. The world first knew him as Blanket, an unusual nickname given by Michael himself. Born Prince Michael Jackson II on February 21, 2002, at Grossmorn Hospital in La Mesa, California, his arrival was arranged through an unidentified surrogate whose identity Michael carefully guarded. This made BG the only Jackson child without a publicly known genetic mother, a mystery that has driven speculation for decades. From the beginning, his life existed inside a strange contradiction, a globally famous name attached to a face deliberately kept hidden. Whenever he appeared publicly, veils and elaborate masks concealed his features, a strategy Michael insisted was necessary for protection. This extraordinary arrangement meant his infancy became both a worldwide media spectacle and a carefully enforced secret. The line separating person from persona had already blurred before he was old enough to understand either. An enclosed world. BG spent his earliest childhood entirely contained within Neverland Ranch, a private universe equipped with its own amusement park, zoo, and working railway. In public, the mask remained firmly attached, a physical shield against a level of fame he never requested and could never have understood. He learned through private tutors, visited closed film sets, and grew up surrounded by siblings and constantly changing household staff. The estate's gates defined his entire idea of normal life. Inside those walls, his father remained a playful and consistent presence, while the outside world reached him only through filtered stories and rare, tightly controlled encounters. He developed a deeply connected trio with Prince and Paris, surviving a bizarre reality only the three siblings could completely understand. For the youngest child, this isolated existence never seemed unusual. It was simply home. The balcony incident. In November 2002, outside Berlin's Hotel Adlon, Michael Jackson held his 9-month-old son beyond a fourth-floor railing. A towel hung loosely over the infant's head as the crowd below erupted and photographers captured an image that instantly triggered worldwide outrage. Child welfare groups and media organizations across the globe condemned the moment almost immediately. Michael later released a public apology, describing the incident as a terrible mistake made in the excitement of the moment and driven by a misguided desire to show his child to the fans below. For BG, the episode became permanently attached to his public identity before he had even learned to walk. It was a brutal introduction to a life where strangers would constantly examine every detail surrounding him. The incident established a painful rule that would follow the family for years: privacy could disappear without warning. If you have made it this far, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel. The ground shifts. On the day Michael Jackson died from acute propofol intoxication, BG was only 7 years old and inside the Holmby Hills mansion. Paris later confirmed that the siblings witnessed desperate attempts by Dr. Conrad Murray to resuscitate their father. The death instantly separated BG from the man who had created and controlled almost every part of his world. Their grandmother, Catherine Jackson, received custody in the immediate aftermath, and the children eventually moved into the family's Calabasas home. The transition destroyed the carefully protected privacy they had always known. The masks and veils disappeared permanently. BG entered a much larger family structure, while grieving publicly beneath the eyes of the entire world. For a child raised in complete isolation, the change was deeply disorienting. The sanctuary Michael had spent years constructing collapsed overnight, leaving his quiet youngest son exposed inside a relentless storm of attention. Choosing his own name. During adolescence, he abandoned the childhood nickname Blanket and began using BG, a name he chose for himself. The quiet change became an act of personal ownership and a deliberate separation from an identity he had never created. He enrolled at the Buckley School and developed a serious fascination with graphic novels, comic books, and film analysis rather than performance. In recent years, he has moved beyond simply discussing movies and begun creating them himself. His short film Rochelle's won recognition at the Santa Monica Film Festival in 2024, marking a transition from critic to filmmaker. Step by step, he was building an identity around creative work while deliberately moving as far away from the stage as possible. The transformation happened quietly and internally, a young man carefully separating his real existence from a tabloid character written for him before his earliest memories. Advocacy over applause. As a young adult, BG has directed his limited public attention toward environmentalism and climate advocacy. During a rare 2021 interview with Good Morning Britain, he appeared calm, thoughtful, and focused on systemic solutions rather than shallow individual gestures. He discussed global policy with the measured confidence of someone who had genuinely studied the issue. Today, he lives quietly inside a gated Calabasas community and maintains a minimal private digital presence, far removed from the chaos of celebrity culture. His chosen path centers on careful research and meaningful advocacy instead of red carpets or public appearances. The baby once held before a screaming crowd in Berlin has built an adult life around work that reaches beyond himself. He has chosen the slow, unglamorous process of understanding complicated global problems over the instant rewards of fame. The unified front. The three siblings defend their relationship with fierce but quiet loyalty. They appear together at award ceremonies and events honoring their father, celebrate birthdays privately beyond the cameras, and usually refuse to feed tabloid narratives with public responses. Prince provides organization and steady protective support. Paris brings emotional honesty and outspoken loyalty. BG offers a calmer, grounding presence that balances the group. Their real conversations happen inside private group chats and family gatherings far from public view. They share a language built from experiences no outsider can ever completely understand. In a family history repeatedly fractured by lawsuits, disagreements, and public conflict, this central unit of three has remained remarkably strong. Their loyalty is not a performance created for cameras. It is the hidden structure beneath every public appearance, built from a childhood nobody else experienced. The matriarch's anchor. Katherine Jackson became the siblings' immediate and essential foundation after Michael's death, taking custody and bringing all three grieving children into her Calabasas home. Already in her late 70s, she demanded regular school attendance, organized family meals, and tightly controlled media exposure, while simultaneously surviving bitter estate disputes and the devastating loss of her son. Her guardianship faced serious legal turmoil, including a brief and frightening suspension in 2012 during an internal family conflict that exploded across international headlines. Yet through every crisis, she remained the constant. Prince has publicly described her as the backbone of the family, while Paris credits her with providing the stability that kept them standing when everything else had collapsed. Now in her mid-90s, she remains the gravitational center of a divided dynasty, the one person all three siblings continue gathering around without hesitation. The maternal return. Debbie Rowe remains one of the most misunderstood figures in the entire Jackson story. She carried Prince and Paris as part of a planned, practical arrangement with Michael. Someone she had known for years while working as his dermatology nurse, Debbie Rowe later surrendered full custody rights after the couple divorced in 1999 and almost completely disappeared from public life. To outsiders, she was often reduced to the image of a paid surrogate. Rowe, however, described the arrangement very differently, as giving an extraordinary gift to a close friend who desperately wanted to become a father. For more than a decade, her absence became one of the defining silences in her children's lives. Then, in the spring of 2013, only months before Paris's hospitalization that summer, Rowe quietly began reconnecting with her daughter away from the cameras. Since then, their relationship has been rebuilt slowly and carefully. Paris has spoken about the reunion with cautious gratitude, describing Rowe not as a replacement mother, but as someone who finally entered her life carrying answers to questions that had remained unresolved since childhood. A different Jackson heir. Jafar Jeremiah Jackson followed a path fundamentally different from his famous cousins. Born on July 25, 1996, to Jermaine Jackson and Alejandra Genevieve Oaziaza, he was raised primarily at Havenhurst, the sprawling Jackson family compound in Encino. Unlike Prince, Paris, and BG, who were hidden behind masks and raised in tightly controlled isolation, Jafar's childhood unfolded among uncles, aunts, cousins, and constant music sessions happening openly around him. The Jackson legacy was never some distant concept explained during interviews. It was the atmosphere he breathed every day and the literal soundtrack of his childhood. The expectation that someone would carry the family's musical gift into another generation never needed to be spoken as an official command. It existed inside the environment itself. Jafar absorbed the sound, rhythm, and performance instincts of the dynasty from within its own walls, quietly preparing for the kind of stage his three cousins had consciously chosen to avoid. Finding his own voice. Jafar's musical journey began naturally inside Havenhurst, where he taught himself piano and drums by the age of 12. As his tenor voice developed, listeners immediately noticed a haunting resemblance to Michael's distinctive tone, an inherited gift impossible to ignore. In 2019, he released his debut single, Got Me Singing, a contemporary R&B track that introduced his own artistic instincts while still carrying the unmistakable vocal fingerprint of the Jackson family. The song did not become a massive commercial phenomenon, but it proved something more important: the talent was real. Jafar was not simply surviving on a famous surname or exploiting powerful family connections. He was developing his craft from the beginning, writing and performing music that reflected his own identity. The release established him as an artist with something personal to express. Stepping into the crown. In January 2023, Lionsgate and producer Graham King announced that Jafar would portray Michael Jackson in the Antoine Fuqua directed biopic Michael.